In Fox 5 Health News, President Obama has signed a presidential memorandum creating a White House task force on the war against cancer. Vice President Joe Biden is in charge. He lost his son, Beau, to brain cancer last year. All right, and Dr. Day joins us now. Dr. Day, can you talk to us a little bit more about this task force and what we know, what its aims are, and kind of what we're hoping will come from it?
Well, we know that this is an important task force, and for Vice President Biden, it's very personal because of his loss. So what they've done is 13 different government agencies, including even the Department of Defense, is going to be in on this. And we know that cancer research is chronically underfunded, and that's really delayed a lot of treatments and a lot of understanding of what's happened with cancer and cancer cells. And unfortunately, so many people are suffering and dying from it. A lot of the research that goes on now is in either through philanthropy or through private companies who may not be as willing to share their information because they want the drugs that they make at the end to come and kind of refund what they've put in and make a profit. But with bringing government agencies, philanthropy together, sharing and pooling of resources and information, even though there's no money allotted to this task force, by having improved efficiencies, hopefully we'll have better research, better, better communication, and cancer, ultimately, the goal is to have it be a chronic disease and something that you live with long term. Maybe we'll have vaccines, all sorts of treatment, not just to improve your length of life, but the quality of life and how you live with that condition. So there's so much work to be done, but there is a lot of promise with what he's going to put together.
They've had so much luck with AIDS from making it a death sentence to something you can medicate, so hopefully,
exactly. And even if I look at melanoma, which if you had advanced melanoma, that was a death sentence. And with the new biologics, new gene therapies, new understanding of how cancer cells work, even new ways of looking at the research as you go along leads to other pathways and other cures for cancer. But melanoma, advanced melanoma, for many people has become a chronic illness. And it's so heartening to see these patients living longer, because these take lives of people at every age.
Gotcha. All right. Now, Zika or Zika, we've heard it said both ways the past 24 hours. A vaccine for that's in the work, but how long it takes to get there is anyone's guess. We've been hearing a lot about this. Is it justified how much attention this is getting, do you believe?
Yeah, you know, I think anything that's going to affect a fetus and a newborn and a child for the rest of its life, you have to take seriously. And it is spreading. It will be around the world. And it doesn't just affect you while you're pregnant, but if they're saying that if you get bit by a mosquito, you get this virus, that you shouldn't get pregnant for 2 years. And I don't even know what that 2 years means. So this affects people in a very real way. And in Brazil, it's especially tragic because they're not allowed to have abortions there for the most part.
Oh, wow.
So they are really in a difficult position. Here we have some more options.
And would you have even any, say you were pregnant and then you got bit, you would have no way of even knowing, unless you came down with symptoms.
Exactly.
Right?
If you have symptoms, you'll know, but you want to have options, you want to have ways of testing. But what's really important, it's interesting you brought up HIV. In this country, a lot of the scientists and researchers who worked on HIV virus and vaccines and treatments for that are working on this too.
Oh, wow, okay.
So by putting our energy and our resources and American ingenuity into it, and brain power and money, this takes money to come up with a vaccine to cure this and ways to prevent or treat those mosquitoes and to knock out that virus. There's a lot of work to be done, and you can't really say how long it's going to take. We hear anything from research, we're going to have something by August, to it's going to take 5 years. With these things, until you have it, it's really hard to know when you'll get there. And in terms of safety, that's just a matter of time to test. So hopefully we'll have something soon, but there's great minds working on this, and until then, we just have to be vigilant and try to defend against the bites from the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Day.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the warm-up,